Hi everyone and welcome to Have a Chat. I'm your host today, Veronique Arsenault, and I'm joined by my most wonderful co-hosts, Judy Loge and Audrey Lynch.
Hello.
It is Monday all over again.
Yes, it is.
How did that happen?
I know. Just like that, the weekend's gone every single time.
I don't know where it went.
No.
So for our regular viewers, you'll notice that we're a little bit different today, and that's okay. So we're actually going to be joined by one of our guests right away, and we're pretty excited about that. So on the set with us today, we have Eric, Violet, and Megan Burke. And welcome to all of you.
Thank you for having us.
Nice
Thanks for joining. I know. So here, you guys are here today to talk about something that's very exciting that's happening in your lives right now. Megan, tell us a little bit about you first, and then we'll get into some questions.
As you mentioned, my name is Megan. These are my children, Eric and Violet. And we're really excited to be here today.
We're pretty excited to have you as well. And so let's dive right in. So you all were at the Renew's Hockeyville celebrations last week.
Yes.
And I can see by some of the shirts that you are pretty big Habs fans.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Maybe have been.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric?
Eric, that's your favorite?
Yeah.
Absolutely, eh?
Oh, I can't tell you what mine is then.
No.
We know that Judy is a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I know.
But I do, I'm really happy to see that you're Habs fans because they rock too.
So you got to go to the game in Bathurst last
Yeah.
week?
Yep.
Yeah? How'd you like that,
Absolutely.
Eric? Did you love it?
How was
Yes,
it?
I loved it, and it was so cool when I seen the Montreal Canadiens win, and
I know.
Oh, they
I was
actually
so
won. I didn't
happy.
hear.
And then I was banging on the glass so hard I thought I was gonna
Yeah.
crash.
So you had front row
Glass.
seats then, I take it.
Yeah, pretty
You
close.
were
then.
like right against the glass seats?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was right behind the Montreal Canadiens bench.
Oh, wow.
Every time they walked out, I gave them a high five.
I
Good.
bet they
And
loved
then
it.
the nurse gave me a Montreal Canadiens puck.
You're so lucky.
Wow.
That day, Eric, before you got to the game, did you have butterflies in your stomach or what? Could you hardly sleep the night before the game?
Yeah, I couldn't even sleep. I was like shaking in my bed, and then I was like, bring my Montreal Canadiens jersey and putting on my stuffed animal Moo.
Yeah.
And then my dog was so happy to see me. He was jumping on me and scratching me.
Now, you told me before we went on the air that your dog is even a Habs fan. Yeah. And Mom is a Habs fan because she has no choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Violet too.
So now you have something very exciting coming up on October 10th. And so you're going to do what?
Go to Montreal and see the Habs play TV.
And it's their home opener, right?
Yeah, it's their home opener versus the Detroit Red Wings in Montreal, Quebec.
That's a dream come true.
Yes. So Megan, can you tell us a little bit about how you getting tickets to this game came about?
It all started with a family member who wrote about her story, wrote about how Eric loves hockey and how much it brings him joy.
A little bit. Like a little bit loves hockey.
To
Yeah.
the Renewals Committee in Craft Hockeyville.
Okay.
From there, the letter has been circulating, and
I
we've
see.
been receiving wonderful opportunities ever since.
Wow.
And I
for
truly
goodness
think
sakes.
that someone that's that young, how old are you again?
11.
Someone that's that devoted to hockey and knows so much about hockey deserves to go and see
And
a live game.
every day in my room, I just put my Montreal Canadiens hat backwards and then just put headphones on and hook it on my phone and just listen to music while I'm practicing my slap shots, one-timers, and
Uh-huh.
Oh, so
and
you
wrist
play
shots.
hockey as well. You're not just a fan, you play.
no, I don't play for a hockey team, but I just play for
fun.
Do you
for
have,
fun.
Fun.
do you have
fun.
mini sticks? Do you play mini sticks?
I've road hockey
Okay,
sticks,
yeah.
and last time, my dad actually did a slap shot on me when I was in net, and it actually went on my eye, hit my eye.
Sugar.
Accidents happen.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
I'm sure
okay
Dad was
now.
thrilled.
This is true.
Yeah.
So are your friends, they must be really excited for you, like your best buddies that you talk to at school and hang out with. They must be pretty happy that you're getting to go to Montreal.
I'm probably gonna do a camera thing while they
Oh.
see me on the smart board and I say hi everybody.
That's a great idea.
Oh, that would be so
I love that.
I think they would definitely benefit from doing that. Now, this is happening October 10th. Is that when the game is?
First day I'm going October 9th.
Okay.
Then I'm going to Montreal October 9th. Then I'm going to see the game on the 10th, and then on the 11th, I'm leaving.
Okay.
And you're coming right
That's
back.
going to be a busy, fun weekend.
Megan, is the whole family going?
Yes, we're all
Yeah.
going.
So again, you're a Habs fan because you've got no choice.
Right.
Yeah.
He
It'll be
keeps me
good.
updated on hockey year round.
Yes. Yes.
He eats, sleeps, and breathes hockey.
I can
Mommy,
see
can
that.
Bear go?
No.
The
There,
dog
I'm
can't
assuming
go.
Dog
it's the
can't
dog.
go.
No, the dog can't
Eric,
go.
was that a really, really, really close game in Bathurst? Because I couldn't go.
Yeah.
It was a
Was
nail
it?
biter.
First time I said, nope, Montreal's gonna win. Nope, nope. And then when the Canadians got 2 more goals, then the buzzer went off, and then I was like, yeah.
Yep.
You were pumped.
Megan, what else are you guys going to do in Montreal when you go?
To be honest, we're not sure.
Okay.
We have never traveled as a family before. This is going to be our first trip.
How exciting.
So we're looking
Beautiful.
forward
Yeah.
to seeing
All the
Montreal.
different experiences. You're going to fly up?
Yeah.
You're flying out of Moncton?
Out of Moncton.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Air Canada's helping with that, yeah?
Air Canada is, yes.
That's fantastic.
Have you flown before, Violet?
No.
You've never been on an airplane, Eric?
I went on an airplane when I was only 3 months because I
Okay.
was sick and I had to go to Halifax.
Oh, yes.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And then you wore a Habs bib
Probably.
With the matching sleeper.
And for my Christmas ornament, I have a stocking that has a snowman in a Montreal Canadiens jersey, and he's wearing. And for my ornament, I have a snowman with Montreal Canadiens winter hat on.
Okay.
Very
So he has
devout.
Montreal everything, let's
Yes.
just say.
Who's your
Yeah.
favorite player for the Canadians? Do you have a
Um,
favorite?
Almost all of them.
Yeah,
all
all
of
of
them.
If you could just
And
pick one superstar on that team, who would you like to meet in person?
Gallagher and Price and
Gallagher and Price.
You know who was my favorite, but he doesn't play for them anymore?
who?
PK Subban.
Oh,
PK?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
My
gave
favorite
back a lot.
mascot for the NHL is
Mm.
Yuppie.
Oh, that's right. Yuppie was in Renews.
Oh, that's
He
right
was?
too. I think
Yeah.
I've seen some pictures.
Did
of
you
that.
know before he played for the he was the Montreal Canadiens mascot? He used to be the Montreal Expos.
No, I
I
did not.
remember the
MLB.
Expos. Yeah.
Oh, that's right too. I
Yeah.
think I remember that as well.
I used to live in Montreal when the Expos were still there. It's a long time ago. It's a
No.
long time. I'm old. I'm just putting it right out there now. I'm old. So what's your favorite thing to do at school, Eric? We know you love hockey, but what else do you like?
At school?
Yeah.
Recess.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I almost choked on my water there.
Judy did actually almost spit up her water.
That was always my favorite too.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't
Recess
blame
is
you.
awesome, isn't it?
What do you play at recess when you're there? Hockey.
Sometimes yes, but I just like to do stuff like play on the swings or the playground or.
Yeah.
You're outdoorsy type guy.
Yeah.
So you're going to be getting any autographs when you go to Montreal? Or you're going to bring a book with you to see if you can't get some autographs and maybe some selfies with some of the players?
Oh boy.
I don't know if they're gonna have a big thing and the players are gonna give autographs.
Yeah.
I think you should be prepared though.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Bring a pen, bring a book, so that you'll be able to have that if that does happen, right?
Yeah.
Do you follow the Hockey Night in Canada? Do you watch it when it's on live
Yep.
on TV?
You know what? One of my favorite things to do though, when you go see a live game, and your mom's probably not gonna be happy with me, but one of my favorite things to do is get a hot dog
Yeah. Me too.
at the rink.
Oh, yeah.
The hot dogs are really good at the rink.
At the Civic Center at the Miramichi Timberwolves Arena, the hamburgers there are really good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the hot dogs are bigger.
I'm really
in the big city.
I'm excited for you as a family to be going to Montreal. That's a big event.
I know. I know.
So you like to go to hockey games no matter who's playing? You enjoy hockey that much?
Or is it just Habs?
Or is it you only watch the Habs play?
I enjoy it and I like seeing the Habs band because I like the experience of hockey. Like they just skate on ice and have a hockey stick and then drop a puck and then they
Yep.
Go after it.
go after it and see who gets the most goals, and the one with the most goals deserves the most points,
That's
and
right,
whoever
yeah.
gets the most points wins the hockey game.
You're right on.
That's right.
Well, we want to say a huge thank you to you for coming on the show today, and we're looking forward to hearing everything about your trip.
Yes.
Hopefully, your mom will keep us a little updated, and you can tell us how it all went, and have a whole lot of fun for us. Okay.
Go Habs, go.
Yes.
We'll be there with you in heart, for
Yes,
sure.
that's right.
Okay,
That's
guys?
right. Yeah.
Happy fun.
Thank you so much
Have
for
fun.
joining us.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to move actually on to our regular portion of our programming.
Right.
And Audrey, you have a quote.
Yes, yes. We usually like to have a quote or a positive quote of
Yes.
the day. Just let me hunt and see where I put that. Yes, it's on the phone.
Yep.
It's on the phone this time. So I was going through quite a few, because when you Google quotes, boys, you can really come across quite a few.
There's so many beautiful ones
No,
to
it's
choose
hard
from
to pick
too.
just
Oh,
one.
for sure,
right?
always,
So
yeah.
I truly try to go by something that speaks to me
Okay.
at that moment and at the time. And I thought this one was really good. It's a little deeper than I think I
Oh,
usually
right.
Yeah.
go. But this is my quote for today. It says, "When you run after your thoughts, you are like a dog chasing a stick. So every time the stick is thrown, you run after it. Instead, be like the lion who, rather than chasing after the stick, turns to face the thrower. One only throws a stick at a lion once."
Yes.
That is a
That
little
is
bit
very
heavy.
true. You know what? I don't even know, Judy. I don't even know what to say on that one because
Well.
you're right. Typically, our quotes are a little
Lighter and
Lighter.
fun and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
but you're
this
right.
one's a little bit deeper, a little bit stronger, just with everything. And this past year has been quite a challenge for me and my family and stuff. And I just thought, I needed to put something out there that was a little bit more thought provoking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I get you, Audrey. I mean, it's Monday and my thinking's not maybe as sharp as some days, but I do realize that sometimes your thoughts can be your thoughts and then they get beyond
Well,
that.
they
You-
run and
yeah.
get away from you.
Yeah, someone
They do.
gives you something to think about and you, like you were saying,
You
just briefly.
overanalyze,
Yes.
and you overthink, and you can either make it positive or negative, or you can make it worse than what it seems or
Yep.
it is or anything else like that. And I just want people to realize that it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to, because we
Chase
can be
your
our
thoughts.
own worst enemy.
Everybody
Really.
in the world can be their own worst
Whatever
enemy.
your challenge, whatever your goals are in life, to stop and take a minute,
Right.
and turn and face as opposed to chasing after.
And think about what people have said. You don't
Yeah.
always think of it as a critical comment. Think of it as
No.
constructive, maybe. And it's hard sometimes
Yeah.
when people are throwing things at you that you could take either way.
No.
But if you can turn that, nobody can
Well,
make
the
you
internet
feel.
makes it worse.
I know, but what was that comment
really
they said?
does.
No one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Eleanor Roosevelt
Okay,
said
well
that.
that's a true
Okay.
thing. It's
Yeah.
hard to do though.
Yeah, and the other thing that I took from that quote is it's always hard to have those difficult conversations or to face those things that are worrying you because you think, oh my gosh, if I have to face it, it's going to be worse, and and you worry, right?
Yeah,
of course.
But really, when you do face it and you get it over with and you deal with it, and then it's done. You may still have thoughts about it, but at least for the most part, the tough part is done because it's. Facing that fear or facing that worry or facing that difficult conversation is the hardest part
So
because
just do it.
Yeah, so you
No.
just do it and then it's over with.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like I said, running away with the thoughts and just chasing those thoughts
I know.
is really the worst thing you can do.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
tougher.
end. It's just
No,
a
it just
cycle.
goes around
Yeah.
and around and around, and
Yeah.
it just makes itself. It's like a snowball,
It's
and
true.
then you've made this huge negative,
Yeah.
almost like an argument or discussion that's never actually happened.
So
Right.
It's only happened in your head.
Yes.
So be like the
Kind of
lion
thing.
and face it. That's a good.
Yeah,
That's a
turn
good
and
quote,
face it,
actually.
and just
Yeah.
deal with it
I like
head
it.
on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
So I want to wish
Perfect.
my
Oh, yeah.
mama,
Yeah.
my beautiful mother, I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday today, Mom.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
You're all that and more.
Yes.
And if you're watching this show, you know how much I love you and all of our family and how much of a rock you've been all of my life. So my best wishes and love to you, and I will see you later.
I know, and I love Leona too.
I love her too.
I love her.
She's very
Yes, she
special.
Yeah.
Moms are. They are
Yeah.
very,
She
very
loves the
special.
show.
Definitely.
So
what else
Judy,
is happening?
Well, Judy and I have this very shared common problem.
Oh, okay. Okay. I believe you.
Insomnia.
Insomnia.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What for
Yeah.
me?
I know. I don't sleep well.
No, I don't
Okay.
either.
I don't sleep well
No.
at all. Yeah, you don't sleep well either.
No, and I think perhaps I overthink a lot because I have so much on my mind on a daily schedule that when you go to bed, they say take a shoebox, put one thought into it, close the lid, take
Okay.
another problem, pretend you're throwing it into the shoebox, cover it up, put it away. But it's hard to do when
Yeah.
you're lying there and you have so much on your plate and you're thinking I have to do this and this, and it's like,
No, I think it's a bad habit that I've gotten into as well, is to just keep going and going and going and going throughout my day until I'm at the point of sheer exhaustion. And that's when I go to bed thinking, okay, now I'm truly tired and I will go to sleep. But that only lasts for a few hours, right?
And then it's back to thinking
And
again.
then, exactly. Then your mind can take things over for sure, you know?
Well, and it's funny because I'm going through a bout of insomnia
Me
right now
too.
where I'm really not, I might get one really good night of sleep in a week.
I
And
might
then-
get 4 hours a night if I'm good.
Yeah, and then the rest of the time I'm getting between 3 and 4.
And we function. Like,
Yeah,
you're still, like
yeah.
my mother says, how do you look
Coping.
like you're still alive?
Well, and it's funny because I know that I'm truly at that point, like I'm either really stressed or something's going on when and it's called perseverating, where I repeat something over and over and over again in my head.
Oh.
Okay.
So like last night it was the lyrics to a song,
Oh.
and it's like the same 2 lines probably 800 or 900 times
What?
over the night. So I'm
you're
I'm really
kidding.
not disconnecting. I'm not sleeping, and they call them earworms sometimes, where like you've got that song stuck in your head. But it'll happen to me when I'm either really stressed or I've got a lot on my mind. So last night it was a song from The Greatest Showman, and it kept going, and it was the same.
I don't mean to laugh because lack of sleep is not funny at all.
No, and it was the same thing over and over again last night. And then mom wasn't sleeping well either, so she was up and down about 8 or 9 times, and
Do you not think sometimes, like you're talking about, you get your rest at the end of the day, you crash because of your schedule?
Yeah.
I think that we're affected, as people are with the seasonal changes too, as they would be with
Yeah.
seasonal affective disorder. I think
Yeah.
your clock changes when you go from summer to a new season, which is now the first day of fall.
Yeah.
The days are shorter.
Yeah, and it gets darker earlier, and you're off. You're just really off.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and we'll talk a little bit more in a later segment about fall and how it
Okay.
affects us, because I think you're right.
Yeah.
But we've got a great show coming up.
Let's stay awake for it.
I know. Yeah, it's funny. Judy and I will often compare lack of sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lack of sleep.
Don't go too far. We have our next guest coming right up. We've had a great kickoff to the show already. Grab a coffee, maybe a nice tea, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Don't go far. Hi, and welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm your host today, Veronique Garso, and I'm joined by my wonderful, fabulous, exceptionally fantastic co-host.
Can't laugh too hard.
No.
Judy
I
Loge.
haven't paid her yet.
I know. Well, yeah, I'm waiting for it. Judy Loge and, of course, Audrey Lynch.
E-transfer. I'll
Yeah, that's
e-transfer.
right. Yeah. Welcome back. So now we are joined by 2 wonderful community champions, and they do an incredible amount of work in their own organizations, but also as a joint venture. And I want to welcome Jennifer Arsenault and Samantha Fairweather to the show. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And Jennifer, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about you, the organization that you represent, but also why we're here today.
Okay. Well, I born and raised here on the river. I graduated in 2000. I worked a few places before I found the shelter, and started as a volunteer and haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
It's just been fantastic. It's, we all struggle as individual not-for-profits trying to raise enough money to survive on a daily basis. So we figured what better way than to just band together and try to raise some much-needed funds. So.
And so you're with the SPCA,
Yep.
And you guys are undergoing a massive renovation right
renovation.
now.
That's
Yeah.
so wonderful. I'm an animal lover, and
I know.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh, we were just over the moon,
Yeah.
thrilled when we found that out.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you guys are part of Change Miramichi, correct? And that's a number of nonprofits came together, and you've been raising funds together for a while now, eh?
Yeah, for a few years now. There's Miramichi SPCA, Glenelg Youth Alliance, Volunteer Miramichi, and
Youth House.
Miramichi Youth House.
Miramichi Youth House.
Yeah.
I used
So
to
Samantha, tell us about you.
So I originally moved to Miramichi when I was 18. I do have family from here. That was when I started my career with the Miramichi Youth House. I was here for a few years and then left and went to University of Moncton and returned. I was their outreach worker, and then I took on the role as director approximately 4 years ago.
Wow.
A little bit about Miramichi Youth House. We're transitional housing for youth ages 16 to 19 in times of crisis, need, and emergency. It's a drop-in shelter. Everyone's welcome. We're open, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and we do have several outreach services we offer.
It's interesting because that's my line of work too in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
So I can feel the compassion that you do for these young people.
Yeah.
It's great.
So tell us about the food truck Feastival.
so yeah, it's quite the mouthful.
I know. I
to
keep
make
forgetting the
things
Feastival part, but
Yeah.
Feastival.
You had me at food.
I'm with you.
There.
So it's the third year.
Okay.
It's still kind of in that trial and error phase.
Yeah.
We're learning every year. We're making it bigger and better every year. So this year is going to be October 19th.
Yes.
It's always around my birthday. We'll be. It's always around my birthday, and I love
October
it.
19th.
We try. There's so many things going on during the summer months. We tried to pick a time of year that things are a little bit quieter. So we're looking for that big crowd and
Yeah.
kind of one final push at the end of summer into fall.
I'm at a wedding in Montreal.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna miss it.
And it's changed locations this year.
It has. So last year, if you were there, I'm sure you're aware, it was very cold.
Oh, yeah.
We were all freezing. We love the location, but it was just that time of year. It's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Dress warm.
So we figured it'd be a bit safer to change locations and go out to the airport hangar this year. So
Good
That's
idea.
wild.
I love that
Good
idea. I really do.
Yeah.
I love it too.
huge
Yeah.
space. We can go in if it's cold, if it's raining.
Yeah.
There's somewhere to go, right?
It's perfect.
So we're quite excited to see how it all plays out.
I love food, so tell us all about the options.
So we have 9 food trucks coming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're from all over
From all
New
over?
Brunswick.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Oh
some
my.
from here on the river, others from Fredericton, others from Moncton.
So there'll
there's
be a large selection.
a big selection.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Such as what now? You're getting my tummy rolling. I had a late
You're not
breakfast.
going to be here.
But I don't know. Maybe
You
I'll
can
stay
do a
home.
little bit.
Yeah, maybe I'll stay home.
Yeah.
We got everything from Asian cuisine to Indian cuisine to classic hamburgers, hot
Yeah.
dogs,
American, Canadian
yeah,
food.
yeah, like
Curly fries.
curly fries. You name it, it's
Ooh, I
gonna
like that
be there.
Asians. The sound of
Yeah.
that Asian dish.
Samantha, you're also going to have entertainment this year.
Yes.
Tell
yes.
us a little bit. I know you did have a dance last year as well, right? Yeah. Tell us
Are
a
you
little bit about
singing?
that.
No, it's not me. You're all welcome though. But I didn't sing.
Yeah. I feel the same about myself. So,
So we are having Raglan Road 4.0 come join us this year.
They're
So
tremendous band.
So
They
that
are.
they're the
phenomenal.
ones playing for the dance that evening.
That evening,
Okay.
and then we have live entertainment throughout the day, and
Oh,
it's just people
perfect.
that have stepped up and volunteered their time to come play for us. So we're very thankful and excited that they're willing to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
All
fabulous.
at the hangar.
Yep. And so we
Yeah.
do have vendors as well. We should mention during the day. So they're, come on in, grab some food, take a look around. You might find something you like. Listen to some great music.
You mean like vendors, so jewelry perhaps, skirt?
Yeah, just like similar to what you would find at the market.
I love that
Okay.
idea.
I think it's going to be a
I
good
wish
idea
I
as
was
well.
around, but I'll promote it for sure.
Yeah,
And
there's
tell
gonna be
everybody about it.
Kids'
that-
activities, there's all kinds of stuff happening. It's going to be quite an eventful day for sure.
last year was so cold.
It was
I
very
think I
cold.
remember that
Yeah.
someone had asked me if I stopped by, and I was like, I didn't. It was just too cold, or whether it was rainy, wet, windy.
Yeah.
I bought an
all of it.
extra
I think it was all of
sweatshirt
it.
on site. I think She-Worthy did quite well that day because
Yeah, I think
Everybody
so.
was-
Yeah, that's
They
good.
were.
Oh.
So that it's in a hangar. Is it a specific one that's out there? on
So
the
it's
base?
56 Perimeter Road. That's
Oh,
off of Highway
56.
11. It's almost across from the old tourism bureau.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
So
Oh,
almost
okay.
directly across
Yeah,
from
the one
that.
that's sort of on an angle.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh great. Okay.
No.
There must be an
That's
awful lot of
just it.
planning goes into this. Do you have a committee that gets together way before this actually gets in place for October 19th?
Yeah, so the 4 executive directors of each
Oh,
organization, yeah, we kind of plan and start the process, and then, of course, we pull in a ton of volunteers as
Good.
we go, which we still need. We still need
Right.
volunteers. So anyone who has some spare time that day, let us know, and we'll.
Okay.
How can they get a hold of you?
They can, if they know us individually, just talk to any one of us. They can write to the SPCA Facebook page, email any of the organizations.
Is
phone.
there a
Miramichi
food
has-
truck one on Facebook?
We do have. We have a
Yeah.
Change Miramichi Facebook
Okay,
page.
Change
they
Miramichi,
can write to
okay.
that.
Great. My goodness. Oh, I'm drooling.
What are you most excited for? Like you've been planning, so the activities, the vendors, all the different food, all the people you're going to draw from, not just Miramichi, but you feel they're going to come from everywhere.
We
Have
hope
you had
they-
people that have come from afar before?
Oh yeah, we've had people from all over.
Probably Moncton,
It's
Fredericton.
so exciting and rewarding to stand there on the day of and just look around and see what's been accomplished.
See
Right?
success.
Yeah.
Actually see success.
So
instead
is
of
there
feel it.
tickets that you buy to attend this, or how is the
Dance
money
card?
generated or made?
So, me, you. Okay, so
She
from
feels like she's doing all the talking.
I know.
yeah. So from 12 to 6 that day, everything is free.
Okay.
So you can just come in, you can wander around, eat if
Okay.
you want to, shop, check things out.
Nice.
The only tickets you would need is if you want to come to Regland Road that evening.
Oh, that's
Okay.
So tickets are $15 each,
good.
and yeah, that
Wow,
gets you in.
that's a great price.
Pretty
Yeah.
decent price,
Yeah.
right?
What time's the dance start?
9 o'clock.
And it goes until?
1.
1, okay.
Now, will the food trucks be done come 6
It depends on the crowd.
Okay.
So if the crowd stays good and everybody's eating and having a good time, then maybe they'll
Yeah.
stick around.
And I know that the question is out there. Will there be beverages available?
There will be beverages available.
You
Many
know.
different kinds.
Yes, I love lemonade
I
Well,
myself.
when people, yeah, if
My
you're
gosh, that
looking for
lemonade is
beverages,
great.
then they'll look for food as well. So I
Yeah.
think it
Yeah.
would be in the best interest
Yeah, I
of the
agree,
food
I
truck
agree.
to hang around.
Said you like milk before?
Because I always know during the Irish Fest, having done 1 or 2 of the Irish festivals in the last couple of years, that once those lovely cold beverages start flowing like the lemonade, then you're looking for a little
Everybody's
snack
appetite goes
and,
up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Dance a little better.
Oh yes, every time.
For
We'll have lots of lemonade. Don't
Yes,
worry.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Definitely.
So it is a 19 and over event then in the
In the
evening.
Regland Road is,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Tell us more about the family part of it, the children. You know,
Yeah.
we want to incorporate, as you have already planned to do so,
Yeah.
a little bit about that, the kids and is it a jumping castle or face painting?
We're still ironing out a few
Okay.
details right now,
Yes.
but definitely stay tuned to our Facebook page. But
Okay.
there will be some exciting kids events for sure. We never leave them out. There's always something
Yeah.
fun going on. So
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Exactly. That's just it.
So back to Judy's question. So when you raise funds though for your 4 organizations, so give us an idea, I guess, of where that some of that money goes, what that means to you, like, and I'm assuming that this is quite a large fundraiser for you guys every year. If you're still doing it, it must bring you some
it
money.
hasn't been, not
Okay.
yet,
Okay.
but that's where we're hoping to
Right,
go with
right.
it.
Building,
Okay.
you're building.
We're building. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you raise funds though, what kind of programs do you offer? Where does that go so that the more people can understand how they're helping you, the better it is.
And they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so myself with my organization, it goes to the animals. It's the daily operation of the building. It's paying everything from our electric bills to our dumpster to our water to feeding the animals, spaying and neutering. We like to do some low-income spay and neuter projects. We like to do trap, neuter, release projects. So that all depends on the money that's coming into the building.
Right.
Right now with the renovations we just underwent, our budget is not great right now.
Oh, no.
Right.
Buildings
It took
are
a
huge.
lot of money to do that. Government matched dollar for dollar, thankfully,
Good.
but
Yeah.
it
Oh,
did
yeah.
clean us out, right?
course,
So now
yeah.
we got to build back
Start
and
Start over.
start over.
And a lot of it, I've seen often on your Facebook page, like your vet bill for spay and neutering is in the thousands every month.
Oh yeah, we're between 4,000 and 6,000 every month.
That's huge. Yeah, that's
That
huge.
alone requires a lot of help from the community
lot of
and
help.
private donations, if possible, from people.
Yeah, we're not
Organizations.
government funded. We
No,
get
no.
this grant that we got for
Yeah.
structural upgrades, but we rely on the community. We rely on the citizens to get
So
us
this
through.
particular fundraiser, that money's not set aside for something in particular. It's in general for you
In general, yeah,
to help pay your bills.
yeah.
What
No.
about you, Samantha, for your organization?
So for our organization, in order to stay operational, we need to raise an additional $30,000 annually. So we have several fundraisers fundraisers on October 5th. We have 12 homeless hours.
All live.
And
We did
then-
that, didn't we?
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
did.
we did it. We
No,
showed up
we
to
showed
You
up.
did,
say,
yes, did.
Yes.
And then the following weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, we have our charity ball tournament. And then, of course, the 19th, we go right into the food truck festival. So, you know, you'll kind of see us. We just did our back to school drive. We're here and there and everywhere trying to raise money just to honestly stay operational.
Wow.
Yeah.
30,000 on top of
Yeah.
It's a large.
a year.
Talk to us a little bit about the 12 homeless hours.
So 12 Homeless Hours is to advocate and raise awareness for homelessness and hunger in our community. So we have different teams put in, they collect pledges and they sleep outside in a box overnight.
in the cold,
They
whether
brave
it
the
be
cold
like 10
and-
below or
Yeah.
just a really
Yeah.
rainy, really bad
Yeah.
night,
And
they'll stay out.
rain or shine,
Yeah,
we
I
push
know.
forward.
My son has done it a couple of
Yes,
times now.
I know.
So we do have live entertainment during the event. We offer free barbecue. We have awesome prizes every year. And it's a really great event.
It
It's
is.
great to stand in unity, like I said, and advocate for homelessness and hunger in our community. And I think that hoping this year, again, has another great turnout.
I don't think people realize the amount of people that are undergoing homelessness and,
No.
having poverty that they face every day. I don't think people are quite aware that it's happening in our community to the extent that it is.
Exactly. I
No,
agree.
they don't think Miramichi's
No.
stricken with that
No.
problem, but we certainly
No.
are, and you
Because
can attest to that.
unlike big cities, I know I've taken my older kids and we've gone on trips and stuff like that, and to see people in the corners with their boxes
Yeah.
or their cardboard and things, we don't actually see or witness that in our
Not so
small
much.
community, so we tend to think that that's not happening.
If it's hidden, it's not there, but that's not
but
true.
it is.
No,
I think
most
it's
certainly
just as
not.
prevalent.
So we service youth ages 16 to 19, and we have a lot of, in Miramichi, what's called hidden homelessness or episodic homelessness, where it
Okay.
tends to be a period of couch surfing, maybe rough dwelling, sleeping in a tent, living at our shelter for a bit, and perhaps, you know, going back to that lifestyle, returning to the shelter. I know this year alone, we have had at least 30 clients come and live in our 5-bedroom house.
Wow. Well, and I know, it was really underscored for me when there was the challenges at the Cole Crescent
Yes.
buildings. And thankfully, it happened during the summer. And I mean, it wasn't easy by any means because I drove by them every day, and they had tent city, they called it. But it was really underscored for me that, one, I know that our vacancy rate is so low for affordable housing here in the city. And I know that the council's looking at some mitigating factors there in how they help that. But it really was underscored when they couldn't find anywhere to go.
No.
And they were living basically
So many
in
people.
gym.
It wasn't just
Yeah.
like
No.
in the
5
gym
or
or
6
in the
people.
tents or
In the
whatever.
gym or in the tent,
Yeah.
And like
exactly.
Audrey said, we see when we travel people that live, like they're great,
In
they're in
subways,
Miami
and you
or
see
in the
them in the
Bahamas,
corners of-
which we don't
yeah.
talk about now because they're having their own nightmare in Bahamas. But
Yeah.
those warm places, or at least like in Hawaii and that, it's as sad as it can be, but they're not enduring the winters that we endure,
right.
which is,
Yeah.
they're brutal.
Yeah.
No.
And it really
Yeah.
worries
No.
me.
Yeah.
We're
What's
coming
to
into
come?
that time where that's even more so.
Scary.
Absolutely. Our busiest time of year is the fall, winter time.
Okay.
Yeah. A question to both of you. So if you could tell the public one thing that you want them to know about your organization, what would that be? Like what's the biggest thing that you face maybe every day, or the best thing that comes out of your organization every day, or maybe both?
So for us, I think people would be surprised to know the sheer number of animals on the river that don't have a home. And, ironically enough, we kind of deal with the same type of thing, but humans versus animals,
Right,
obviously. But there's just so many, and it's so hard to keep up with, and we struggle every day to do the best we can do and take in as many as we can and help as many as we can. But we can't do it without the community. So
Cats and dogs.
cats and dogs are primary. Yeah, we will take
You have
small.
I've
Yeah,
seen
we've
bunnies
had
and
bunnies
stuff.
and mice,
okay.
and all different
Mice?
things. But yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
pet-
give you. No, I don't
pet
have
mice.
any, but if I do, I'll give them to you. I don't mind.
I know.
You can, if I find them, you can have them.
What
No.
about you, Samantha? What's your
I think it would be the stigma and people passing judgment. I get a lot of like, "Ooh, how do you work there?" And I think if anyone were to sit down and spend 10 minutes talking to the people, the kind-hearted, sweet, resilient young people living at Miramichi House, they would feel totally different, and they would really watch what they say, and they would want to get involved and give back and be a part of their growth and success.
You can. That's what people do. Judge too often. They don't walk. They can't walk the walk, so they just say, "Oh my gosh, what a terrible thing." Or
my daughter had done. She had just graduated. Actually, Teresa had graduated from UPEI with her psychology, and she had not this past year, but the year before, done a project on homelessness and things like that there. And she actually took her project to the next level and went downtown with a piece of paper and pen and met young women who were her own age, a year or two younger, a year or two older, and offered to take them to lunch, to have coffee with them, and ask them about their story and how they came to be where they were. And two things came from that. She did really well on her project, but she realized it was a matter of circumstance, because she's of the same age, that it could have very easily been her.
yes,
Because of the environment in which they were brought up in, kind of thing.
Of course.
And the support
Of course.
that of, did she not have an argument with her parents and want to run away, or things like that happened, yes, but because of the kind of parenting we were and different things like that, we managed to stay together and get through all of that, and that's not always the case.
no, it's not.
So as we wrap up this segment, we want to make sure that everybody out there is going to volunteer.
We need
And if
them.
they can't volunteer, we want to make sure that they're going to show up. So it's October 19th, right?
Yep.
And it starts at noon?
Noon.
Noon until 1 a.m.-ish?
Yep.
Yeah, the hangar at the base.
yeah.
Former CFB chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Definitely.
Great
So
job,
thank you
girls.
both. Thank you both.
Thank
And
you.
don't go
Thank
too
you.
far. We're just heading to break, and we'll see you right back here. Don't go far. Hi, and welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm your host today, Veronique Arsenault, and I am joined, as always, by my fabulous, wonderful, fantastic. I know they haven't paid me yet, but
We
anyway.
haven't e-transferred yet.
Judy Loge and Audrey Lynch.
The price, I
Happy to
think,
be
has
back.
just gone up, though.
I know, yeah, it's true. Every fabulous I throw in there, ups
Yeah.
it by about a quarter.
Okay, gotcha.
Glad we're all back
Gotcha.
together again.
I know it is nice to be back together, and
Certainly is. Now the
you know,
fall is here. It's a new beginning
I
again.
know.
Yes, it is.
And it's so we're going to finish off the show with our quick chat portion today, just because of how our guests were able to be
Yeah.
scheduled.
Their availability,
Yeah,
change
yeah,
things up. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
But we ended the first segment, Judy, and we were talking about moods and the fall and the change in season. So today is the first day of fall.
It is.
Plus
And
30 degrees out, it feels
yeah,
like.
which
Oh, I
is
know,
weird.
it's really
First day of fall.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know
it
what
was 27 with the humidity this morning
it's
when I
humid.
left for work at 6:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Does the fall affect you guys? Like, does the change in season affect you guys? Like,
It does.
Really?
It does.
eh?
It affects me mood-wise. I'm a very, like you two, upbeat girl. I find I'm still that way, but it gets me a little bit melancholy. I find when the kids go back to school, the leaves start changing, the transition of everything, I get a little bit more subdued.
Okay.
It does affect me.
Yeah.
And
No,
I don't,
for
and
me, I'd
have
I
to
don't
say it's
sleep
more-
at all.
I'd have to say it's a little more positive.
Okay,
As much as I'm
good.
sad to see summer end and that warmer weather, though you wouldn't know it today, the smell of the pumpkin spice and the smell of the cooler, fresher air and seeing the leaves change color, I actually enjoy that.
You love fall.
I don't mind it at all. It's the next
pretty.
season that I have a bigger issue with.
Yes.
I love fall too. Actually, I'm not a summer temperature girl.
Oh, okay.
I find that I'm good around 22, 23
Oh, no,
degrees.
I love
Because
the
you
heat.
have naturally curly hair.
That is a problem. that
might
is a
be
problem.
why- part
That
of
is
your
a problem.
reason.
Yeah. But it's interesting. But I do find though, like you, Judy, I'm a little more subdued though. I find that fall for me, and we talked about it a little bit last week. But fall for me is that getting back into a routine.
Change.
Yeah, you know, like because it was always mom was going back to school. Mom was a
Yeah.
teacher for 32 years,
Yeah,
so
mine too.
I always felt like that was, you know, it's routine time again.
Yeah.
You know, this year I'm finding it a little weird. Dad went back to work on Friday
Yes.
night, and I'm having a hard time with
That's
it.
lonesome though. That's
I'm having a
big
hard
upset.
time with it this time. It's
Yeah.
funny because Dad's been gone.
Because he goes away.
Yeah, he's in the Congo now, but
And we're getting older. We
Yeah,
are getting older. We
and
don't, you know, sometimes think that we
yeah,
are, but
and Dad's been gone for 23 years. He's done this type of work now for 23 years, but I'm really having a hard time with this one.
yeah, and I'm
I
missing
really
my
am.
kids too. I'm missing
Yeah.
my
Go
guys.
on.
Yes, I am. I'm
Yeah.
lonesome for them.
No.
Yeah,
exactly.
understandable.
But,
yeah, it's weird.
But we have to embrace that we have the 4 seasons, which we're thankful for to
We
be
do.
Canadians. We have a wonderful country that we're
Yeah.
blessed to be in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I give thanks for that.
No.
I'm very grateful to live
Agreed.
in Canada.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But again, we'll talk about election for 2 seconds. Get
sure.
out and vote.
Yeah,
Yes.
vote.
Yep.
Give your
we wanna do
candidates a
that.
call. If you're concerned
No,
about something or there's
that's
something
just it.
that you really want done, the only way to do it is take the the bull by the horn and
Yeah.
just say, could you please push for this?
Yeah.
Something
Well,
that
the
you're
one
wanting.
quote that I saw today regarding the election that I'd have to agree with is someone had made a post about if you're going to advertise or promote yourself or do whatever and you're going to use slander in order to do it,
No.
Yeah.
then I don't want to hear what you have to
No,
say.
No, I don't.
You want to tell me what you're going to do
Yep.
for us
I agree.
and what your plan is, then I'll listen.
Exactly.
But if you're going to start off with,
Negative,
you know,
putting
pointing
others
the
down.
finger,
No,
yeah,
I don't like
they're
that
like,
at all.
I'm out. I'm out.
The other quote
I
that
have
I
to
saw,
agree.
and I saw that one too, and I agree. The other quote that I saw this weekend, or meme, or whatever you want to call
Whatever,
it,
yeah.
in relation to the election, I found really interesting, because it said, not voting is not a statement. You're not protesting if you don't vote. You're actually giving all of the power to someone else.
Exactly.
Right?
right.
Because you're letting somebody else determine.
True.
Right? Who's going to govern?
That's
Who's, you know,
exactly
which party's going
right.
to, which candidate's going to represent you? If you don't vote, you are allowing someone else to have all of the
yeah,
power.
totally right.
Yeah.
And they were a
Exactly.
little bit more concise, a little bit
No,
better.
no,
but
I got it.
But it's really,
That's
you know,
the gist of it.
True.
yeah, it's not a protest if you don't vote. You're just letting somebody else take over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
and
so
that's
true.
not not okay.
Nope.
You know,
No,
even
it's
if
not.
even if your candidate doesn't get elected, doesn't mean your vote was wasted.
No.
You still got
No,
to
you still
have
got
a
to
say.
voice. Yeah.
You know, and we're
I
seeing,
agree.
and we talked about this last week, we're seeing more and more. Every vote literally counts because some ridings across the country were decided by like 10 votes.
Neck to
No.
neck.
You know?
Yeah.
I've never
tight.
seen so many recounts.
Right.
Because
And
it was
that's
so
exactly
close.
exactly.
So
Right?
to
And
Veronique's
that's-
point, if you don't vote, then
Yeah.
you're letting someone
And
else.
if I was a candidate, I'd want, and the votes were that close, I'd be like, yeah, do that again.
Please.
Yeah,
I know.
for
Put
sure.
that up one more time.
Some great things happened over the weekend though here in Miramichi,
Okay,
and
what was
we
that?
just wanted to congratulate. So My Pie had their 11th
Oh, yes,
annual
that's right, too.
gala.
11 already.
Yeah, I know, 11 years,
11.
So Miramichi Young Professionals and Involved Entrepreneurs. So My Pie, I had to count on my fingers. I'm not sure why I did that. But they had their 11th annual awards gala on the weekend, which was very exciting. They had it at the Miramichi Golf and Country Club. And so there was some wonderful recipients.
As
So,
always.
As always.
They do a good
So
job.
community champion, and she's a dear friend of the show. There was actually 2 of them, which is wonderful. But the first one, Lisa Mitchell.
I love Lisa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dear friend of the show. She's been on the show a couple times.
She does so much for the community.
Yeah, Town Hill Jewelry and Gifts. And then Michaela Bushy.
Sweetheart.
And she's an MBCC student.
She's adorable too.
Yeah.
Hey.
So isn't that nice for them? They
I
deserve.
know.
I love to see people that have earned this be
I know.
honored and
Yeah.
work their way towards not wanting recognition,
No.
but working towards doing better stuff in the
That's
community, and then they're acknowledged for it.
Exactly.
It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
And then the professional of the year, Brandon Savage from MVHS.
Brandon,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs of the year, so Nick Law and Vanessa McAvoy, so the Dooryard and the Yoga Block.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, so they both opened the Dooryard just before the summer, I believe,
Yes.
on the square here in Newcastle in the
Right.
Miramichi West.
I want them on the show. We
Yes,
have to have them
yeah.
on too.
Only if they bring samples.
Well, and I really want to try their rice wraps.
We
They
can do
look
yoga
delicious.
poses while
I
we're
know,
eating.
I know,
Well,
I can't. I can't. And then customer service award, and you know what? Absolutely, he is fantastic. I've used his services frequently. Dane Gunlinson. Dane, yeah,
what
from
a
the
great
Canadian Tire
guy.
Gas Bar.
Super nice
Absolutely
guy.
love him. He
Yes.
is fantastic with all of his customers.
He is.
And then new business of the year, and we were lucky enough to have him on the show, Fletcher's Farm.
Fletcher's
Yeah.
Farm. So
Yeah.
what a great
Yeah.
variety
Yeah,
of
so
outstanding
Natalie and
people.
John Fletcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with those. And I had company. Hi, Rosemary was a company in town for the weekend from Halifax area, so
Oh,
I was
yeah.
tied up. But love having my friend in town, and
Yeah.
I hope she has a wonderful drive back.
Yeah.
So that was a great event.
Well, and it's wonderful that they continue to do this and that they
Yes.
continue to honor, very deserving recipients. Yeah, and that these people have invested in their community and really make an impact.
Give back.
No,
They
that's
do.
just it.
Yep.
We actually, my husband and I took a little night away, and we didn't go far. And I just want people to realize it doesn't take much to have that little me time and a little vacation, and just to reconnect and things like that. And we made it a point of the next day of that Saturday was to just drive right downtown and just park the car. And there was a tourism place set up there, and ask the lady.
She went parking, folks.
In
That's
broad
what she just-
daylight.
She just announced it
In
on
broad
live
daylight,
TV, yeah.
we parked the
You don't
car.
go far,
We did,
just take
not
the car at the
illegally.
end of the driveway.
And we asked. I had heard. You know how when you go somewhere, you say you're going somewhere, and someone goes, "Oh, you have to stop here, and you have to stop there, but you don't really know where that is
Yeah.
and things." So the information place was right there. So we asked her about that, and I stopped by Andrea's, which was a lovely little place, and they have chocolatiers there.
Yum, yum.
So I'm like, I wanted to stop, and the place is full of candy from
Yummy.
floor to ceiling kind of thing, but I was
would die.
specifically looking for the homemade kind of things that they were doing.
Right.
And sure enough, I come across the cabinet, and they'll do it by weight, or they'll do it by the box with so many in it. And I did, with my competition coming up, I did have 2
That's okay.
pieces, but what a
Giddy up.
difference. And then we
Yes.
stopped by 13 Barrels.
Okay.
And that is a brewery in Bathurst.
That was a fun day.
And the
Audrey.
big machines and everything are right there. They're brewing their own. They had, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 different beers, but they had the one that's being brewed in Miramichi.
Oh yes, of course, yes,
There.
yeah, the
they
new Maritime
did.
Brewing Company.
Yes.
So Adam
Great
Lorden,
to have.
right?
Right.
Adam Lorden, yes, he has been brewing some of his beer
Because
up there.
we ordered the little like charcuterie board that
Yes,
and it has all the different samples and things like that. I'm not a beer drinker.
No.
It's not my thing, but I wanted to have that experience
Yeah.
and go to that location and
It's big
see
right
what it's
now,
all about.
breweries.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Craft beer is huge.
It is huge.
Well, yeah, and they're brewing it in Bathurst while they get the brewery ready here. Like they're
That's
yeah.
what the lady was telling me.
Yeah.
They were full of information. She goes, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's brewed here right now.
Yes, yeah.
And things like
Yeah,
that. So
Yeah,
I'll
they're
get
getting
to try
ready.
it.
Like they're renovating, and last time I talked to Adam, I think they were looking at November, but I could be way off. I could have made that up entirely, so I'm just
Yes.
saying that. But yeah, so they have been brewing in Bathurst, and I got to taste their first beer that came out.
Right.
But I haven't. There's another one that came out lately that I haven't.
Yeah, I
tasted
don't
yet.
remember the name of it or anything else like that, but I just want people to realize just that you don't have to go far to go and be able to
Have
experience your
fun.
community
Yeah.
and to see, you don't because I go
Something
down
new.
south every year, but
Yep.
a little getaway like that. I didn't make it to Joey's, which is a place to have lunch or to have a meal, but that's my plan the next
Next
time in
time.
Bathurst.
Next
Yeah,
time. You had a
exactly.
fun
To stop.
time.
I was told that it's fantastic to go to
beautiful.
Joey's.
Ooh.
Something very exciting and probably a little unusual going on right now today for the next few days, actually, from the
Okay.
23rd to the 26th, is the RCAF, so Royal Canadian Air Force,
Yes.
14 Wing Greenwood, is doing, they're doing search and rescue training exercises here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so don't be surprised as the planes are flying over and they're going to be parachuting out of them at low levels.
really?
So they're doing training.
I'm all
Okay.
about
I know.
rescue. I'm all
Okay.
about supporting them.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
And pushing
So
for
there's
them to
nothing
keep.
wrong. There's
No,
nobody's missing.
No,
No, no.
no.
Or this
They're
is
just-
all training.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful, though. I love
Yeah.
to see them support and help out in that area. We just
I
don't know
know.
what's going to happen down the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
So it's it'd be a little unusual
Good.
as you see
But
them
great.
all over the place, but yeah.
We'll know what we're looking at.
We'll know
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
happening.
I was a little concerned at first. I had heard some airplanes this morning. I was like, what's going on there?
Yeah, you're a little
But yeah.
unnerved.
Yeah, it's all good though.
else?
So let's talk a little bit about some thought-provoking questions.
On a Monday, let's do it.
Yes, let's test.
Since
camera
we've all
up.
had a great night's sleep and everything, we're
So
all
let's
rested
see how
up.
sharp we can be. What do you have, Veronique?
So I have a couple, and they're pretty easy ones. So I'll
Okay.
ask them kind of
Okay.
rapid fire.
All right.
Have you ever smiled at a stranger and then wish you hadn't?
Oh, just this morning.
I would have to say yes to that simply because they didn't smile back, or I felt silly that I did.
Yep.
That they gave me a strange look back.
Oh, okay.
No.
And then I was like, oh.
I
But
smile and then they
For the
follow
most
me.
part, I'd have to say no. They're following you anyway.
No, but I'm a little, you have to be careful who you smile at.
Really,
Sometimes.
See, I've never.
I smile at people all the
never
time, but
smiled at
sometimes
No, I smile at everybody all the time.
Oh, okay, I do that
Yeah,
too.
and I was in Ottawa a couple weeks ago for work for a week, right? And I'm so used to it here that I'm like, always looking for
Smiling
people
all
I know.
the time.
Yeah, that I don't care if they don't look at me.
No.
No, I don't care if they smile back.
But you gave your smile.
I've had embarrassing moments though where someone is waving and I thought they were waving at me and they weren't.
Yes.
Where I'm like,
okay. Hey, I wave back at you.
yeah, no. I've had those moments, but never smiled. No, I smile all the time. Don't worry about
What
it.
else you got up your sleeve?
If you were one of the 7 dwarfs, which one would you be?
Sleepy.
Oh,
I have to think about that one.
I'm trying to think who they all are.
Or my next choice is don't because
I know
I'm
that
sleepy.
too. Me too.
No, I would have to say happy.
Happy. I think I would too, actually.
You know?
I'm for real. And you too?
Well, don't be most of the time. I would like to be happy. I would like to
How
say
would
I'm
your
happy.
friends describe you? Which
Well,
dwarf would they say you are?
Still don't be, but that's okay.
Happy.
My last one. If your pet could talk, what do you think? What do you think Diva and Zara would say to you?
Oh, my 2 dogs. So I have an 8-year-old and a 5-month-old puppy. They would say, "Are you insane bringing
Yes.
us together in this
Yes.
house?"
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
they would say they love me. I'm the treat lady. I'm the woman that does it all at home.
What would yours say to you?
Well,
I know you just lost
actually,
your
we
one,
just
your pet,
lost
yeah.
one. Yeah, we just lost Ollie. He was getting quite elderly
Oh.
and just barely hanging in there and things like that. So that was a little rough kind
horrible.
of thing. But our cat baby, which is very deceiving. The things that she would probably say would be bleeped if I had to say them out loud right here, right now, kind of thing.
Funny.
Just she's absolutely gorgeous, stunningly beautiful animal, but it's like you can look at me, but don't touch me, kind
A
of thing.
diva.
Yeah,
What about
for
you?
sure.
Well, I have Bud and Jenny, and Jenny is very much, I think she would just say, "I love everybody, please let me lick the little guy," which is our little dog, because she just wants to pick him up and carry him around like her baby.
Go on, and doesn't understand why you don't let her lick
exactly.
him.
Yeah, so she's 5 and Bud is 11, and I think Bud would be, "Why are you letting her lick me?" No.
They want to talk. They can almost talk, these dogs. You know, they can communicate pretty openly with their eyes and their how close they get to you to cuddle and all of that. I love them dearly.
I think for him, he's just like, he wants us to know that he's a little bachelor and he's 11 and he wishes that he could, just have his own space, and she just wants to cuddle.
Yes.
That's all she wants to do with everybody, including him. So, so those were my 3. We have probably time for like maybe one more.
Okay. What is something you recently realized that you can't believe you didn't realize earlier? What is something you recently realized that you can't believe you didn't realize earlier?
I'm enough.
What?
I'm enough. I'm enough. I am. Because I always am like trying to be, everything to everyone. And I always think that I'm not doing enough for myself or for other people, and that I'm not good enough for whatever it is that, like my job or whatever. But I think I've finally come to realize that I'm doing the very best I can.
I love that
doing the
answer.
very best I
That's
can.
beautiful. Congratulations
Thanks.
on that,
I'm-
because when you
I'm not
say those 3 words, "I am enough," that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love it. You really caught me off guard there. I'm just like, what do I realize that?
Yeah, what do you, something that
didn't
you
know
realized
before?
that you can't believe you didn't realize earlier? I didn't realize how many drugs there were in university.
Yes, you're right.
Like how many drugs are floating around campuses all over the universities everywhere. It's just like candy now, and it scares me and terrifies me.
No.
I thought it
that's
was-
just
So you got 20 seconds.
Oh, just if you could be an animal, which one and why?
I would be a panda bear because they're my favorite animal.
Pretty cute dog,
Yeah.
Panda bear.
Eagles.
Okay.
Eagle.
Eagle. I'd love to fly. I've always dreamt of flying and being
wow.
in
I'm
the
with
air
ya.
and looking over everything.
I'm with you. So thank you so much for spending this hour with us. We had such a great time with our guests today.
Fun.
And don't go too far. We can't wait to see you next Monday.
Yes.
We got lots of great shows coming up, and we'd love any of your suggestions. So thanks so much. We'll see you again next week.
Have a great week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.